Most people think enjoying being alone means something is wrong with you. They assume you're antisocial, lonely, awkward, or that you just don't fit in. But psychology actually suggests something very different. Enjoying solitude is often a sign of inner strength, emotional depth, and a unique way of processing the world. While many people constantly seek noise, attention, and validation from others, some individuals naturally feel more comfortable in quiet moments with themselves. And if you truly enjoy being alone, not because you have to, but because you choose to, it may reveal some rare psychological traits. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful traits that people who enjoy solitude often have, traits that are more valuable than most people realize. Let's start with the first one. Trait number 1. You have a strong sense of self. People who enjoy being alone are often very comfortable with who they are. Research in personality psychology suggests that individuals who tolerate solitude well tend to have higher levels of self-awareness and identity clarity. In simple terms, they know themselves. Many people feel uncomfortable alone because silence forces them to face their thoughts. That's why they constantly fill their time with social media, conversations, or distractions. But if you enjoy being alone, it usually means you don't need constant outside stimulation to feel okay. You're able to sit with your thoughts, reflect on your life, and process your emotions. For example, instead of needing approval from everyone around you, you often ask yourself questions like, what do I actually want? What do I really believe? That kind of self-reflection builds a strong internal identity, and people with a strong sense of self are far less likely to be controlled by peer pressure or outside opinions, which leads to the second trait. Trait number 2, you are highly emotionally independent. Psychology shows that people who value solitude often rely less on external validation. That doesn't mean they don't care about relationships. It simply means their emotional stability doesn't depend entirely on others. Many people feel anxious or empty when they are alone because they rely on constant social interaction to regulate their emotions. But emotionally independent individuals can recharge by themselves. They don't panic when plans get canceled. They don't feel the need to text someone every minute of the day. Instead, they're comfortable spending time breathing, thinking, creating, or simply being present. Research from the University of Rochester found that people who choose solitude intentionally often experience greater emotional balance and personal growth. In other words, their alone time becomes a form of emotional reset. This quiet independence is rare in a world where many people depend heavily on attention and approval. Now let's talk about the third trait. Trait number 3. You have deep thinking abilities. Enjoying solitude often means your brain naturally enjoys reflection. Psychologists have long linked solitude with deeper cognitive processing. When you're alone, your brain has space to analyze ideas, replay experiences, and connect patterns that others might miss. Think about it. Some of the greatest thinkers, writers, scientists, and creators throughout history valued solitude. Why? Because quiet environments allow the mind to wander, imagine, and explore complex thoughts. If you enjoy being alone, you may notice that your mind often drifts into reflection. You think about life, relationships, human behavior, or the meaning behind things people say and do. You might even replay conversations in your head, analyzing emotions or hidden motives. While others see this as overthinking, it often reflects strong analytical and introspective thinking skills. Your mind is simply wired to process information more deeply. Now here's the fourth trait. Trait number 4. You are highly selective with relationships. People who enjoy solitude are often misunderstood as being distant or cold, but in reality, they usually value relationships deeply. They're just very selective about who they let into their lives. Research on social behavior shows that individuals comfortable with solitude often prefer a small number of meaningful connections rather than a large social circle. They don't chase popularity, they value depth over quantity. Instead of having dozens of shallow friendships, they often focus on a few relationships that feel genuine and emotionally safe. For example, you may find yourself drained by small talk, but energized by deep conversations about life, goals, or personal struggles. You may also notice that you don't feel pressured to stay in relationships that feel fake or one-sided. You would rather be alone than surrounded by people who don't truly understand you. And that ability to walk away from superficial connections is actually a powerful emotional boundary. Which brings us to the fifth and final trait. Trait number 5, you have strong inner creativity and imagination. Solitude creates space for the mind to explore, and research consistently shows that creative thinking thrives in quiet environments. When you're constantly surrounded by noise and social stimulation, your brain is busy reacting. But when you're alone, your mind begins to create. Ideas start forming. Thoughts connect in unexpected ways. You might imagine future possibilities, reflect on stories, design plans, or visualize solutions to problems. This is why many artists, writers, entrepreneurs, and innovators intentionally spend time alone. Their creativity depends on that mental freedom. If you enjoy solitude, it often means your mind is comfortable exploring its own world, and that inner world can be incredibly rich. You might enjoy journaling, reading, brainstorming ideas, or simply daydreaming. These moments aren't wasted time. They're often where your most powerful insights are born. So, if you're someone who genuinely enjoys being alone, remember this: you are not strange, you are not broken, and you are definitely not antisocial. You may simply have qualities that many people never develop: a strong sense of self, emotional independence, deep thinking, selective but meaningful relationships, and a powerful inner imagination. In a noisy world that constantly pushes people to seek attention and approval, the ability to be comfortable with yourself is actually rare. And sometimes, solitude isn't isolation, it's self-connection. So the next time someone questions why you enjoy being alone, remember that what they see as distance may actually be your greatest strength. If you're connected with this video, take a moment to reflect. Which of these traits describes you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy learning about hidden personality traits and the psychology behind human behavior, make sure to subscribe for more videos that help you understand yourself on a deeper level. Because sometimes the things that make you feel different are actually the things that make you powerful.